Hey guys, what's going on? It's RoyalTacticsFPS here, and today we are doing the part 2 of the Extinction walkthrough for Exodus. Now, as you can see, I have started with a skill point, which bearing in mind you will need that upgraded to be able to start with a skill point. That's 20 teeth. Start with a locker key. As most people do, you open up a locker at the beginning, which is what I'm doing now. You'll need 40 teeth to be able to upgrade that, to be able to have that. And also to start with uh, 1,500, which is what I have done. You will need the upgrade more cash. Start with an extra 1,000. That's 20 teeth. So altogether, that's 80 teeth. That's not that many teeth. I mean, if you play a point of contact, for example, let's just say 4-5 games, you'll be close to 80 teeth, I would say. So you can get those upgrades. Um, but one of the most important things that I am going to say is to search boxes to find arcs, for example, extended mags, uh, flares, hypno knives. You will need the master scavenger upgrade. That's 200 teeth. Uh, with the Master Scavenger, you can scavenge unique items such as extended mags and the arc attachment, and more powerful hypno knives and flares. Okay, so it's very important that you have this upgrade if you're searching boxes. If you do not have this upgrade and you're searching boxes in a public game, you're stopping people from finding arcs. You're stopping them from finding hypno knives and extended mags. Um, so it's very important that you have this upgrade. It is 200 teeth, so it's a little bit more than the other upgrades, but it's well worth it when you have it unlocked and you have that upgrade. Uh, well, like I said, don't search the boxes if you haven't got this upgrade. A lot of people do that. I think it's kind of a selfish thing. They're kind of like, well, if I'm not gonna get arcs, then other people are not gonna get arcs. I mean, it's a team game, you've got to remember that. And as you can see here, I'm going to this gate, I'm not going to the side doors. Do not go to the side doors, okay? Go to this gate, it's got the most easiest challenges, it's just much more easy to do. And the way I'm going to go is kind of the most easiest way to go for a solo. So I'd highly recommend you going the way I go and test it out. Um, but yeah, there's quite a few more other upgrades that you'll need to kind of not replicate, because I guess everyone's got their own style of how they play. But there are other upgrades that you'll need to be able to have certain things in this game. But as you can see here, I'm in the circle. I'm staying in the circle to get those kills. You only need 10 kills in the circle on a solo. Um, Now, as you can see, I'm not searching boxes and stuff like that that's gonna just stop me from doing this challenge as quickly as possible. I'm just gonna do the challenge, and then after I can search boxes and make my disruptor gun and do all of that. So yeah, I thought a lot of people sadly are more interested in searching boxes than actually doing the challenge, which I think's kind of sad in a way, because I've seen people actually go down on like the first challenge because people are more interested in searching boxes than helping them. Most of the time it's the people that go down that are searching boxes, as like they're not really killing any aliens that they end up going down. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that and just focus on doing the challenge. As you can see here now, I'm searching the boxes, hypno knife. Um, but yeah, the boxes are normally in the same places every single time. Um, they do vary on certain games. Uh, but yeah, I'll be using a double class as well in this. Choose any two classes. Note skill points will be applied to both classes when upgraded in game, and that's 1,000 teeth. So that's kind of an upgrade that you'll kind of save up for eventually, and eventually get it. Um, as you can see there, I went to go and get my disruptor gun. I'm building it right now. You have to get 3 of those red boxes to be able to build a disruptor gun. And the red boxes are kind of in the same places as well. It can vary in games, but most of the time they're in the same places. It's quite simple. When you build your little Star Wars gun, as I call it, you don't have to call it that, but I call it Star Wars gun. When you build the Star Wars gun, um, you'll have your you'll have it, and then yeah, and as you can see, I'm searching boxes now. I also have the engineer upgrade and the tank upgrade. Now, if you do not have this, then you will obviously not be able to have the tank, the upgrades like the but for the engineer upgrade, if you have these upgrades, and it's just to let you know what the upgrades are. For the engineer upgrade, lay down a field that protects you against scorpion and cedar attacks and creates a safe zone. Double tap the up arrow and it becomes more effective the more upgraded. Okay, so obviously I think it lasts longer if like the more it's upgraded. As you can see there, before I open up that door, I put down ammo before I open up the door. Make sure you do that, okay? Because some people like rush people, and then like next thing you know, you're putting down ammo when you're getting attacked and stuff. It's just so much easier. Now, as you can see here, I am sitting in that corner, okay? I'm not sitting in the doorway. I'm not sitting in the corner near the doorway. I am sitting in this corner, and the reason for that is so you're less likely going to get attacked by the scorpion flares, the scorpion gases. Um, I don't think I've never been attacked by scorpion gases while sitting in this corner. So I'd highly recommend if you're playing a solo or you're in a public game and you know then you can lay here and you'll be safe. I mean obviously you'll still have other aliens attack you, but you will not have scorpions attack you when you're in this corner. Um, Obviously you have to kill the scorpions, if they come down the wall or if they come down, you make sure you kill the scorpions as quick as possible. Um, but as you see here, I'm gonna get out my disruptor gun and then I can quickly kill these other aliens that take more bullets to do, which you'll see me do quite a few times in this game. But yeah, wait until they've all stopped spawning before you start rushing through that door as well, which I've seen quite a few people do. Uh, you got to remember it's not a race for the boxes. It's a team game. You're playing as a team. If you don't play as a team, then most likely someone will go down. Um, and yeah, I mean that's the problem with Extinction. That's why I don't play a lot of public games. I play either customs or solos, or I play a custom with maybe a friend or two. But I mean, it's just one of those things, really. You kind of It's not about being selfish just for the boxes. It's about playing as a team, getting those challenges done, and no one going down. As you can see, I'm searching the boxes, and I won't be going through that door at all. I will be doing these generators in here, and then I'll be going back on myself, back to the car park. Now, I think this is the most easiest way of doing a solo. You can do that door. You don't have to miss it. I think I missed like 2 doors in this game, I think. Uh, yeah, I mean, the downside to not doing all the doors is that you get less of a score. But the upside is you get quicker games doing it that way. Um, but yeah, it's completely up to you. Now, the other upgrade that I will have is the tank upgrade. No, you don't need this tank upgrade, okay? You don't need it. You got to bear in mind this is for beginners. Most people that have played this a lot will think that the tank upgrade is kind of pointless, but it's for people that maybe have problems going down. So it's good for beginners just to stop them from going down. It gives you extra health. With the upgrade, you will all cryptids will begin attacking the tank, who is now invulnerable and able to stun enemies with melee attacks. Double tap left arrow if it's second class, up arrow if it's your only class. So yeah, I mean you can't take damage. You're basically invincible basically. As you can see here, the challenge, don't spend any money for 2 minutes. For some reason I've seen a lot of people fail this challenge. I don't know why. It's quite simple. There's a countdown before the challenge actually starts, and that gives you enough time to throw out your vulture and throw down ammo or armor, um, or your IMS if you're using an IMS. Um, it gives it enough time to throw that out, and then you can't spend any money for 2 minutes, but that's not very a long time. I think the vulture lasts for at least half of that time, to be able to cover you. Um, Not really sure about IMS, but it depends really how much you've upgraded it. The more you've upgraded it, the more time it will last, the more effective it will be. Um, but yeah, I don't know why. You just got to remember. I think some people forget that they don't spend any money. Challenge is there, so then they kind of like it's kind of a blonde moment, like they've kind of forgotten about the challenge. It's kind of like they spend some money or whatever, and then they're like, oh shit, like I've just spent some money I shouldn't have. Um, but the more you play it, the more you'll kind of, the less you'll do that. As you can see, I'm watching the generator. I'm kind of, killing the aliens that are dropping down from the roof. Um, there you go. And obviously, I keep spending my money as well. And as you see, I've put out a vulture as soon as I've passed the challenge. And obviously, that gives me, you've got to bear in mind that the more challenges you complete, the more skill points you'll have. You'll have more points to spend on upgrading your stuff. If you don't do the challenges, you will not have those points. It will be, you'll have less stuff upgraded before you reach the end of the game. And it can be more difficult doing it that way. So try and do the challenges. Um, and yeah, I'll be doing this generator now. Straight to that one. Um, and this challenge that I'll be getting is quite simple, really. Um, let's have a look. Kill three aliens without taking damage. It's quite simple, as you can see. I'm staying in that corner and I'm just killing the aliens as quickly as possible. I'm not running around, because the more you run around, you're gonna get hit most likely. So just stay in a corner and just try and kill the aliens as quickly as possible. So, right, there's also the Vulture Extended Duration upgrade, which will come in very useful as well in this game. Um, it extends the duration of the Vulture and increases the frequency of the Vulture rockets. That's 50 teeth. So that's probably one of the upgrades you could do first. If you use the Vulture a lot. If you don't, if you're one of those players that prefers to use sentry guns, for example, on point of contact, I personally think that sentry guns are more effective than the Vulture on that map. Um, so I don't think I did upgrade it. I don't think that was one of the first upgrades I did. But let's just say you prefer to use the Vulture on point of contact and on Exodus. That upgrade is quite useful. It just basically makes the Vulture more effective. So it damages more aliens. Um, but yeah, also I'll be using the Cryptid Slayer ammo, as you've probably already realised. Special ammo has the combined firepower of all the existing ammo types, so that's 500 teeth. Now that's a lot of teeth as well, so a lot of people, including myself, mainly save up for this and the double class at the end. Double class is 1000 teeth, I think, and the Vulture, no, not the Vulture, the Cryptid Slayer ammo is to 500. So that's 1500 teeth altogether. So you have to play quite a bit to be able to save up for that. So I personally would, it's worth saving up for. Obviously, if you play this a lot, you'll have that teeth, or you can save up for those teeth, and you can get those upgrades. Um, with the Cryptid Slayer ammo, I recommend don't use the Cryptid ammo if you were doing relics on point of contact, for example. Particularly if you're using the pistols only and the limited ammo. There's no point. I mean, when I do that map, I always do relics, point of contact. I always do. As you can see, I'm going to the beginning now, going back to the car park. I'm not going to open up that door. Um, and yeah, and I'll carry on. But yeah, I never really do. I always do relics on point of contact map. So like I'll always have pistols only, limited ammo, take more damage and do less damage against the aliens. Now these are like the easiest relics to use for point of contact. You could easily do this in a solo once you've got used to the map, and it bumps up your score. It makes things a bit more challenging. Let's just say you've got bored of point of contact. Maybe you've got quite a few uh, escapes on point of contact. Then you can use like 3 or 4 easy relics to bump up that score and to make things a little bit more challenging. As you can see, right now I am trying to do the challenge, kill 3 aliens while they are in the air before the generator is powered up. So it's quite simple. Just make sure that you're standing here where I am, and then you kill them while they're jumping off that little, once they're trying to jump off the higher ground. It just makes things a little bit easier. Obviously, if the challenge is kill aliens while they are on higher ground, you can always use your flare, throw your flare up on that roof, and the aliens will stay up there, and you'll be able to shoot them down, and then you'll complete that challenge. Now, with the vulture, just make sure that you don't have that vulture out before the challenge comes up, because sometimes that has screwed up games for me. Like, it's kind of bad luck in a way. You kind of put the vulture out before the challenge comes up, and then the challenge is kill 3 aliens that are marked, and then your vulture kind of screws it up for you. Uh, so when that challenge comes up, make sure you haven't got any traps on, or you haven't got your vulture out. That trap normally comes up at later generators, the generators through that door over there. Um, so yeah, most challenges are on certain parts or in the same generators. So you kind of work that out the more you play the game, which challenges are for what generators, and what to look out for. And with the spend rate, make sure as well that you're spending what you're making, okay? So let's just say you got 5,000, spend some money. Spend some of your money, because you haven't got a bank, you've got nothing, you can't save your money, okay? There's no bank like zombies. Make spend what you're making, basically, okay? So bear in mind that you get $1,000 at the end of every generator. So before you get that 1,000, at the end of the generator, make sure that you've spent some money. Throw down some ammo for your team, or some armor, or throw out the vulture if you know it's not going to be a challenge. Like for example, kill uh, 5 aliens with melee damage, a scout. So obviously, if you melee like scorpions, for example, it will not count towards it. It has to be the scouts. And this pretty simple challenge, but sometimes it can be more of a difficult challenge. If you're in a public game, for example, you can get a lot of gun challenges. If you get the gun challenges, the best thing to do, particularly if you're in a custom with maybe 2 or 3 of you, you will have maybe 1 or 2 people do the gun challenge, and then you'll have one person focusing completely on killing that ancestor. That's probably the best thing to do. As you can see here, I've put up my engineer shield, and that basically stops the aliens from attacking me, and stops the ancestor from attacking the drill, not the drill, the generator. But try and keep a distance as well from the ancestor, because it likes to pick you up, and you can go down that way as well if you've got low health. Um, But yeah, just be careful. The thing is, with public games, not solos, but with custom or public games, you will have a rhino that will come, that will spawn, kind of halfway through this generator. As you can see, I've killed the ancestor right there. So make sure you spend money before you get the money from the ancestor. But as I was saying, you'll have a rhino that will spawn on the other side of the car park, over there where I'm looking now, where that alien is. There'll be a rhino spawn in there. make sure you kill that rhino before it reaches the fire, for example. Don't let it go near the generator because it will cause a lot of damage to that generator. And I've been in a few games before where the game's ended because the rhinos got to that generator, and people have been focusing so much on killing the ancestor, or they've been trying to get those kills that they have completely ignored the uh, the rhino, and it can end the game. It can, because you've got the ancestor hitting and then you've got the rhino. It can just completely screw up games. So just make sure you sort that rhino out. Make sure you kill it before it reaches a fire. And yeah, we've reached the end of part 2. So in the next part, I'll be showing you the next generators, and I'll be giving you more tips. Anyway, I hope you like the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys.
Sky,